hello everyone, and welcome back to an episode of These Are The Voyages. I'm the Captain, Captain Chase McKinney, and joining me once again in living color, my dear friends, Commander Eric and Commander David. How are you guys?
Good.
Feeling a little blue.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. There's just something, like, the light in your eyes is just missing, my friend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is, right? I just, don't know what it is, but it's gone. All
There's
the light.
Something.
All that light in my eyes is gone.
It's not so much here or here, but right here. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Oh, man. Well, we are going to be in for it tonight while we're having this discussion. But anyway, like we always do, how are things in y'all's neck of the Alpha Quadrant?
I don't want to go back to work.
Oh, no.
I don't know, after this is my last week of so-called freedom.
No.
Right? I got to go back on Monday.
Mm-mm.
I know, right?
I feel really
awful.
bad for you guys.
Hey, I only get paid 9 months out of the year, so
Wow.
it's not like I'm getting a paid summer off.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a common misconception about people in education, is that we get paid to take the summer off.
And speaking of that, summer semester ends for me tomorrow. Which, the thing I find kind of interesting about that is summer semester started in May. Okay? Like, it starts, like, literally the Monday after graduation. Like, that's when it starts. So, like, we're talking, like, around May 4th or 5th or something like that is when it started. And my kids got out of school on the 19th of May. And at the time of this recording, they just went back to school. So they went back to school before I even finished the summer semester. And that's just weird.
Yeah. They shouldn't go back. They shouldn't go back till after Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a good delineation. They should have off from Memorial Day to Labor Day, right? And it should just be standard all year round. Everybody. Can we just all be on the same schedule?
Can't we all just get along?
Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, I was saying this before we started talking, but like living here in the Lone Star State, I mean, I'm used to kind of going back to school early, like this around this time of the year, and I know we went to school together, through like through high school, really high school and college, but I moved up there in the summer of 2000, so I did 8th grade through college there. So it was weird for me going back to school like after Labor Day. That was just weird. Like I felt like I was so late to starting school, and then we get to like May, and I'm like, what do you mean we're going to school until June? What? Like yeah. I thought like I was in trouble or something. Like what is going on? Like I'm so used to getting out like Memorial Day, like around Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not the second week of June. Like what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is what it is, right? What are you going to do about it? Complain? What's that going to
Yes.
What's that going to get you?
I don't know.
Well, the thing that like really throws me off, like, teaching my whole career in college, basically, right? When you end that semester, you get at least 4 or 5 weeks off, right? And that kind of like struck me as being unusual, going from, high school and all your years of grade school. You get like 2 weeks off, right? Sometimes it was only like a week and a half, depending upon when the dates fell. You're like, and then you go to college, you're like, yeah, we get 5 weeks off. And then when I'm teaching, we get 5 weeks off. And then when I went back to teaching grade school, it's like, what do you mean I only get 2 weeks off? What is this? Got used to my month off.
I love that. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Can't go back yet.
I get bank holidays.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like one time I remember going back to school on like January 2nd because January 1st was a Sunday, and they're like, all right, back to school on the 2nd.
Let's go.
Like, what?
Wow.
Please give us the Monday off. Go back on
Give
the
them a
3rd.
moment for pity's sake.
I know.
Golly. Golly, dude. Well, how about you, David? You and your bank holidays. How you doing over there?
Oh, they're so sick. It's just great. It's great.
Hey, at least you get to work banker's hours.
Oof.
Yeah,
You
sure.
get to leave at 5 and not think about it because banking doesn't happen after 5.
Well, I don't deal in actual banking, so the rules are a
I
little
know.
different.
What are the rules of acquisition?
This week, everything just broke, and we had other departments doing weird stuff that affected our, product that we do. So it was nutty. It's been a nuts week. I've just wanted to go home and not deal with any of it. But yeah, banks are a funny place.
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, but you always have a sign with the time and the temperature out front.
Again, I don't work at an actual bank.
I know that.
If only I could learn the time and the temperature.
no, man, he's got like the Richie Rich setup. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got like a big giant room. He's got like a McDonald's in the next wing over. You know what I'm saying?
No fast food.
Yeah, man. He's got like a giant like little catapult launcher thing. You know what I'm saying? Playing tag
we
with
have a Trebuchet
four-wheelers.
in there.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
You didn't know that?
God, I thought the ping pong table was fancy. Whole Trebuchet? Heck yeah! In the atrium. All right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm convinced that every company that says we have a fun culture, that just means they have a ping pong table.
And pizza on Fridays.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't even have that.
You
Dude.
must not have a fun culture.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Golly. Okay. We just need to stop. We just need to stop. Let's get right in. Let's talk Trek, guys. So, everyone, this is your Red Alert. We are going into spoilerific territory to talk about the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds from Season 4, Episode 4, A Case of Chiaroscuro.
Yay, and I looked this up. Did anybody of you know what this meant?
No, I had to look it up.
Yeah, it's from the Italian.
It is Italian, yes.
Chiaro meaning light and scuro meaning dark.
Yep.
Officially from the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Pictorial representation in terms of light and shade without regard to color.
Mm-hmm.
The arrangement or treatment of light and dark parts in a pictorial work of art.
Mm-hmm.
The interplay of light and shadow as if on a surface. And I like this one at the end. The quality of being veiled or partly in shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I like that as a definition how it fits this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Chiaroscuro.
Yeah.
Do you guys like film noir?
Oh,
Are you film noir fans?
So, I have yet to watch Spider Noir on Prime. Let's see, what are some other noir stuff I've watched? The noir scenes from the Across the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse or whatever that first movie's called. Sin City. I enjoyed Sin City for the most part.
No,
That's about all I got.
Okay, you know, I never watched any movies from the 40s.
But like not much in the way of like.
You
Nope.
know, Night of the Hunter or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
I am
All
uncultured swine, Eric.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Inside
You
your
can
doodle
say
you
that. I'm not saying that.
Oh man. Yeah, we thought we would get, you know, into the spirit of things and have a little noir action ourselves for this version of the pod. So there you go.
Okay.
But I'm guessing you are, Eric.
Yeah, I'm
Bring it
a
up.
big film noir fan. I like I like the stories about the loner detective who's in over his head, and then the heist with the double cross and the triple cross, and no, they were in on it all along. There's certain cliches that apply to them all, and he's got the femme fatale in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
Although I would not consider Casablanca, right, to be a film noir, as this episode is clearly an homage to the greatest film of all time,
There we
or
go.
the best written film of all time. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the most quotable movie of all time.
That's
Yeah.
probably true.
Have you seen it, Chase?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Anyway. So yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because I did have to look it up, and I think it works on several accounts. I mean, like light and dark, mixed together. Of course, like we have like the black and white visual that we're seeing throughout this particular episode, and then of course the themes that we're seeing certainly in our A plot for this particular episode. I thought that was very on brand in terms of like the light and the dark, in terms of like what we find our characters having to deal with in that, and even to a certain extent, maybe more minimally with our B plot, as we're going to talk about a little bit with La'an. I don't know how much we really need to talk about it. It's very minor. It's minor in the grand scheme of things, like with just a couple like scenes kind of like spliced in here and there. But anyway, but yeah, I thought it worked. I thought it was really it was different for the most part. Now correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we have like some kind of noir black and white kind of stuff in, was it Prodigy? Do we have an episode of Prodigy with some black and white?
I don't think so.
Like it was like I thought it was like a holodeck episode, like a holodeck malfunctioning kind of episode. There's something where they were all kind of like stuck together and they had to kind of like work through some things. And like I remember like them landing in like an alleyway or something, and I thought like there was like this black and white kind of noir thing that was going on in Prodigy for some reason. It's been a minute, so I don't blame you if you don't remember.
I can't think of what that would be.
Cool.
I just want to ask you a question. Do you think that the black and white is gimmicky? Because that's like something that I've been reading, that like on reviews and just on IMDb and professional reviews, they call it gimmicky, and they say anytime people don't know what to do, they do the gimmick of black and white. And I don't think this is gimmicky at all. I think it's we're exploring a strange new world, and sometimes things can happen, right? And
there's a scientific reason about it.
Yeah, there's a scientific reason,
well.
but it's like gimmicky from the show of like the producers and the writers saying, "Hey, let's do a black and white episode."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but how many like series have honestly done that?
I don't know.
I'm just curious. I don't expect anybody to know.
Well, like Voyager, Bride of
Sure.
Chaotica,
yeah,
right? Which is a
One.
fun episode. I don't
Right,
find
but, like,
that
we're all-
gimmicky at all.
But even
No.
with that, like we're talking about like, like the pulp comic, B movie type thing, which was very much of that style. If we're talking about like 40s and 50s and so on, with those kind of like action comic, kind of thing. So like, and that's what it was based off of, like with Captain Proton, Bride of Chaotica, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of like Trek itself, like I can't beyond that, like I can't really think of anything, and I can't really think of many other shows immediately that went black and white because they were creatively bankrupt.
I don't know. I'm sure you can find them out there. Like, there's probably an episode of Buffy that did a black and white episode. Probably.
Perhaps.
Sure.
I don't know. Has Doctor Who ever done black and white?
Well,
yes.
we're
in black and white.
Well, I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Yeah,
like more modern Doctor Who.
In the revival, I can't think of anything from the revival that's done black and white. Can you, David?
Okay.
Not to memory.
Yeah, I can't think of Stargate. I don't remember Stargate ever doing it.
If Stargate was ever going to do it, they would have done something around like the type of episode 200 type of stuff. Like the big anniversary milestone type of stuff. But no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think this is gimmicky, and I think we have a scientific explanation for why it's doing it. And everything is not in black and white. It's just the way we're perceiving it because of
right.
the radiation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good, and we'll get into it as we talk through this episode. But I think the medium of black and white is completely appropriate for what we're dealing with. So
yeah, and
I don't think it's gimmicky at all.
And I don't either. And I guess my point is that there are a lot of people out there that will not watch anything in black and white. They're like, if it's black and white, I'm not watching it. Or if it's black and white, it's stupid, or it's old-timey, or whatever. And I think people just need to kind of get over it. Right?
Well,
When you watch The Artist, I guess The Artist is over 10 years old, right? That movie, it was in black and white. And people are like, I'm not watching it. It's in black and white. Or Schindler's List. People won't watch Schindler's List because it's in black and white.
They're not going to watch this podcast because it's in black and white.
Oh, did we just alienate everybody?
They won't watch anything from the 50s or the 60s or anything because they're in black and white. It's like, oh, I don't like black and white. It's old-timey and it's terrible. We got color for a reason.
One of my favorite classic movies is in black and white. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, the 1956 version? Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love that one.
Good. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a Cold War allegory right there.
So, I don't know if you ever knew this, Eric, but in my one of the electives that I took in my degree when we went to U of M together, it was a brand new course. Took it the first year it was offered. It was called Politics and Film.
Okay.
And
sounds like a class I wanted to take.
It was a 4-hour class. So we would spend the entire class watching a movie and then discussing it. It was awesome. And we went thematically through things through US and the West and stuff like that. And one of the first movies we saw was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. We also had the option to do a report on what was it, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, talking about things like Orientalism and globalism and things like that, which is really neat.
Yeah, I mean, and from what I remember about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, this is kind of short too, so you can watch it fast and then have a lot of time to talk about it.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Dang, that would have been nice. That sounds like a class I wanted to take.
Well, that's what I get for being a poli-sci major, apparently.
Apparently. Yep.
You not being one, so you can always go back and be a poli-sci major so you can watch movies in college.
Go back for one class.
That's right.
It's I'm done.
Why not?
All right. So, episode, right? We've been jibber-jabbering about stuff. We're in this episode, and we're coming in, and it's already black and white, and we're getting a voiceover, kind of setting the stage, right? We have to kind of go get a piece of tech that has just kind of drifted onto the Klingon side of things across the neutral zone, right? Is that what it was? The demarcation
zone. Yeah.
Yeah, the demarcation zone into Klingon territory, and the Klingons are not our friends as of yet. We're not all chummy and ready to drink some blood wine with them quite yet. So we're going to try and go get it. But at the same time, we're in terms of going over into the demarcation zone, right? It's being patrolled, and we have to kind of keep a low profile. So we're going to try and just kind of make ourselves invisible, and until it's safe for us to kind of come back with the tech that we're trying to get, basically. In doing so, though, in trying to hide out and like go into the atmosphere or whatever, we trip the alarm bell, basically, not realizing that it was electrical in nature, and there's electrical storms in the atmosphere, so we weren't able to detect it. So now we really have to go down and really lay low and really watch ourselves. And that's where things just start happening. We start having some problems build right on top of each other pretty much from the jump. But yeah, we're from the radiation and stuff that's around us, we are perceiving everything as colorless, basically just this gray, black and white kind of tint to it, right? So from there, we land on this planet. I'm butchering the name. Makar, right?
Matar,
Matar,
I think. Matar.
Which is a Klingon-occupied planet.
Yes. Well, I have a question. Do we have to land? Can our shuttle just like circle around the atmosphere for a while, or would it be detected? Can we just hide near a cloud or something?
Well, they kind of encountered storms, didn't they?
Yeah, I was just wondering. It's like put us down somewhere on the outskirts, and like there's no outskirts, right?
Right.
There's no woods or anything we can set our. Right? There's no woods we can set ourselves down in. But I'm just wondering, is like, could we just kind of like hide behind some clouds until we find a path to escape?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's go land, right? I don't mind landing.
Right, and we're very much getting like what we're used to, like 40s kind of like Art Deco. We're seeing Zeppelins. Like Zeppelins, yeah, dirigibles and stuff like that, just kind of flying around some spotlights.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. The last time I saw a dirigible in a Zeppelin, whatever, in sci-fi was Doctor Who, by the way. I don't know if David would recall that, but we go to a parallel dimension, and that's where we see those. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we're trying to figure out how these people dress, right? How these people dress, and it's apparently like not like gangsters, but like it's got that kind of like aesthetic for our crew, and we're thrown into the fray. Like someone, makes Una, who perceives her to be someone else named Navette, and apparently she's kind of, we later find out she's kind of playing both sides of this kind of conflict.
She's a collaborator.
Yeah, she is. And whew, yeah. One of the first things that she has to do is to try and make someone talk who may or may not have some kind of cyanide capsule in their mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, was there an actual like opportunity to win? Like, was there ever going to be a good outcome with that at all?
Probably not.
Probably not. But you can tell that this person that they're interrogating, right?
Mm-hmm.
She knows who she knows who Navette really is, right? So like she knows that we come later that she's playing both sides. She's not only a collaborator, but she's a double agent, right? Yeah. A double cross. She's also the resistance leader, right? And I don't know. I feel like if you are the resistance leader, right? Some random operative should probably not know who you are. You should be insulated, right?
I mean, you would think, yeah. It would make some sense, yeah.
It would make some sense, but she gives her the key, like 34.6 megahertz or whatever. What does that mean?
What does it mean, Eric?
What does it mean?
What does it mean, Basil?
What does it mean? What does it mean? I don't know.
So yeah, it's just a matter of just kind of biding our time and trying to figure out what that means. Like we might want to remember that number. That number might be important at some future point, by the way.
It might.
Just a little bit. So, what happens next? I mean, we're spending a lot of time in this bar on the planet, and if we're not in the bar, we're on the street. That's really our main two settings for this thing, or a random hallway. But it's mainly the bar and a street is where we're at on this planet. So it's just a matter of, it seems like it's just a matter of walking in and out that door the whole time, either our crew or Klingons doing this. Now, okay, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be. So I know that we have the ridge kind of thing that was explained in Enterprise. Okay, we have that thing that's explained in Enterprise, and part of it was to kind of protect and stuff. And Worf later comes on and says that we don't talk about that, that time in our life or whatever. So I mean, Enterprise. I mean, we're talking like what would have been like about 80 years prior, when that would have been introduced to the Klingons. That would have taken their ridges away. And we know, forgive me, but we know that in original series, they don't have them. And the big bad Klingon that we're dealing with in this episode, Commander Kor, who is a pretty decent staple in original series. Now, this is taking place, if I'm not mistaken, this is 2262, if I remember the year right. This is 2262. And when we're dealing with Kor, it's like 2267. So, if I'm following my timeline right, correct me if I'm misunderstanding this, guys. Klingons are going to be without their ridges for 1 to 2-ish generations, okay? And it'll eventually come back. We know that. So we know original series Kor doesn't have them, but 5 years before they do. Now, I went reading a little bit of this on like Memory Alpha, and I'm like, man, that's like very hand wavy, but it talks about how Kor didn't have ridges up to this point, gets them seemingly from some kind of, just genetics, just allowing them to come back, but then they just kind of disappear again, and then they reappear by the time that we're in like the Deep Space Nine kind of era with like, next gen DS9 era, like with Gowron and stuff like that. Thoughts on that, guys? Like, thoughts on this? Like, do you really care? Do you not care? I mean, I can't ignore it because we know the timeline, we know the lore of the Klingons. I just had to bring it up, especially with Kor being an established Klingon in Star Trek.
Well, go ahead, Eric.
No, you go ahead.
No, when we first heard Klingons and like the D7 battleship and all this, I was like, it'd be really cool if they didn't have ridges. I actually kind of was like waiting for that to happen. So, I mean, yeah, there's a whole Enterprise thing. It was like a viral deal that, Phlox helped them out with, and they were going to lose your ridges and all this stuff. And then obviously original series, I just don't think they obviously didn't have the concept in the 60s. So, it is what it is. I actually thought it would have been kind of neat if they would have not had the ridges.
I don't really care. Like I think that people like us analyze things to death, and we're like, oh, we got to make it match, and it doesn't have to match, right? It does. Like the bridge of this Enterprise doesn't match the bridge of the original series Enterprise, right? It doesn't have to. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just glad that this show like ditched the Kling orcs, right?
The California Raisin
Yeah.
Klingons.
Everyone agreed that was a bad mistake, right?
Yeah.
Everyone involved, like, yeah, it was a bad idea. We tried something, didn't work. Let's just go back to what people know.
Agreed.
I'm glad that this show decided to do that, because we've seen Klingons. I don't know if we saw them in the first season, but we've been seeing them. We definitely saw them last season.
We saw them in season
And
2
season
in Subspace
2.
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
We saw them in season 2 in the Cloak of War, right? And whatever that first episode was, the Broken Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
Subspace Rhapsody.
Yeah. Yes. And in Subspace, they were singing and dancing Klingons.
Yeah, they were.
Uh-huh.
Don't want you to forget that, Eric.
Yep, I know they were singing and dancing.
Yeah, man.
No, but it doesn't really matter. But I kind of.
Does it take you out of the story?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, but you know what I was doing? I was trying to see. I know it's not the same dude. I know for a fact it's not Mark Leonard, obviously. But like, I was trying to see, like, was there any kind of like resemblance to Mark Leonard at all in playing that? Because like, he was the one that played Core, and obviously, Spock's papa.
No, Mark Leonard played the Romulan commander in.
And what am I thinking of then?
It was John Kalekos or Kaleko. I don't know.
Am I mixing my names up?
Yes, you are. Mark Leonard
Okay.
played the Romulan commander in Balance of Terror, and then this guy's name is like John Kalekos. I don't know how you pronounce it exactly.
Okay.
And he showed up as Core again in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I knew it was the same guy.
Same actor. They got all the same actors for Kang, Koloth, and Core back in Deep Space Nine.
Okay, well, throw me a little bit of a bone. Mark Leonard played multiple aliens at one point in TOS.
Did he? I just knew that he played Sarek.
Yeah. Anyway, so okay, I'll eat crow on that one. I'll eat blood pie on that one, or whatever.
We're gonna force some blood wine down your throat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my wife sent me this funny video recently, and it was this dude who like spills like a little bit of blood wine or whatever, and his dog drinks it, and his dog turns into a Klingon dog. Or whatever.
Did you send me that?
I think I might have sent that to you.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, where were we? Eric, save us.
Yeah. So the person commits suicide, and then Core comes in, right? He's the governor of this planet or whatever, and dang, if Dr. Mbenga here doesn't know everything about Klingon society, man,
he really
knows
Oh my gosh, does that dude know stuff?
But we gotta leave the bar for some reason. I forget. We're just trying to look somewhere. I don't forget why we leave the bar here.
Well, what the reason is because we're finding out that this is much more intense than we believe it to be. So instead of us trying to lay low and blend in, it's the in my opinion, a wise decision to just actually go back to the shuttle and try and hang out.
Oh,
but
yeah,
there are
that's
checkpoints.
That's right. Yeah, we want to just get the heck out, right? And say like, yeah, we tried to blend in, but yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but there are checkpoints, and you need your papers. You need your ID to get past. Which, oh, by the way, they don't have any.
Yeah, there are no magic transit papers either.
Yeah. So, yeah, like there's a long line. Like you see like silhouettes of like Klingons and stuff like that. You see Klingons at the checkpoint, checking people, making sure they have their ID. They're the ones occupying this and stuff like that. And one dude doesn't have it, and Uhura's kind of like freaking the heck out, man, of what she's gonna do. And one dude gets shot because he can't provide papers, and they're like, let's just go this way.
Yeah, but Uhura steps in, right?
Yeah.
And she gets arrested.
And she does. She gets taken away, and we'll talk about her here in a second. But this is where things really start to kind of like build. I think kind of quickly. We meet the barkeep. Again, we're either in a street or we're in the bar. It's whatever, man.
That's okay. It's Casablanca.
Yep.
We're in Rick's bar, right? Rick's Cafe, and we're out in the street, right?
So he's the one that kind of like spills the beans and kind of tells us all the things that we need to know, pretty much. That you're a wizard, Ari. Basically, like you are the resistance leader, Una, Nivette. And we need you. Come and meet me at this day, or this place and this time, and we'll tell you all you need to know, basically. So
and he also says he can get papers for Uhura, which, like, to me is like, how do they get them? Do they just upload them into the system? And, they weren't there before, but now your papers are just magically here.
Well, here's the thing, too. Like, Mbanga's, his alias being Joseph Ruick, in this episode, tells her, pick a name that is authentic, right? So that's easy to remember, because they don't know that we're not from here, basically, and so we're technically not telling them a lie or whatever. Just make it as authentic as you can. And she eventually picks the name Nyota Nakura. And I think I'm getting that name right. But guys, if I remember right, that name wasn't chosen until after papers were processed.
Yeah, so how would they know?
Right, how would they know that was the name that she chose, Nyota Nakura? Or Nakura,
did they ever explain it was really about names, though? Or is it just about access?
I don't know.
I would assume that your ID and your papers have to have a name on it.
That's my
assumption. If the name that she gave the Klingons was different from the name that got uploaded onto the passport, that would seem to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I would think so.
I would think that would be a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, I have a passport. I mean, that's my name. That's my government name in that booklet, you know what I'm saying?
Well, but the only other thing that I'd say is that, so she said the name while in detention. They, Uhura and Mbanga and the barkeep are talking while that's going on. They're talking about the delay in papers, so who's to say I mean, it's not explained this way, but, they obviously have, I don't want to call them spies, but they have other members of this resistance, so maybe one was listening in or tapping into something that the Klingons were doing in the interrogation and caught a name. I don't know.
I mean, that's really, I think, the only good explanation.
Yeah.
So we kind of just like kind of speeding this up, guys. So after some cutesy little conversation at the bar and trying to keep the Klingons at bay, like there's like certain things that are at like a certain frequencies where the Klingons can't hear, which is cool. We have Una and Mbanga go up to Nivette's office, which is upstairs at the bar, and there's like some kind of like cloak or some kind of something there, like you can see some kind of like shimmer, right? I'm remembering this right, yeah? Like
it's like a
hologram of some kind.
Yeah, but it scans her, right?
Yeah.
And unless she's the perfect match, right, which I guess she is, I don't think that scanner should work, right?
Well, they didn't explain that very well. It was, unless I'm misremembering, I feel like Mbanga just kind of wrote it off as like in a universe as expansive as this, who's to say that you won't meet your doppelganger out there type of deal. But, even with that, like you're talking about like probability that's would just seem to be impossible, I guess, to me in my small non-scientific mind. But it would just seem to be impossible that everything would align so perfectly that these two people would be the exact same.
Exactly.
So this is the part where I was like, oh no, no. Like that line that Mbenga said about doppelgangers and it being in black and white. Was anyone else worried that we were going to get some kind of mirror universe something going on?
No.
I actually didn't think about that.
No.
I did. I was like really worried. I'm like, no, please no more mirror universe. Like we've done that to death. That to death in this era of Trek.
No mirror universe did not cross my mind.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad I suffered for all of us.
I'm glad it did not cross my mind.
Yeah, seriously.
But man, like Nivette's office is tricked out. Like with,
she's got all that space too. Does anybody not wonder, like, this office doesn't match the size of the building upstairs? What else? You have a gambling? I'm shocked to learn there's I'm absolutely shocked to learn there's gambling going on in this establishment.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. So yeah, we get some data and really cool. I really liked like the artwork that they did for the city to kind of like show what the city looked like and kind of like how it's changed under the occupation and the plan, right? That the person who took the capsule, right, earlier in the episode may have been alluding to, which was, oh, by the way, there's this EMP that's going to knock everything out, so it can actually give us an edge to really stand up to the Klingons and stuff. So like that's where this is like kind of coming to mind, like getting the pass, getting more understanding, and moving forward with the EMP eventually.
Yeah,
but not before we find out that there's a refrigerator in the back hallway in Nivette's office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, like this is where I was a little confused here, because it looked like she had the same like poison coming out of her mouth that the person that we met earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So then she was in a cryopod. So was she killed by a person, or did the person try to kill her and she committed suicide and then the person shoved her in there to like hide her?
I think the story is that so the first collaborator guy that we met that recognized her poisoned her, and then she was either going to the cryopod to maybe attempt to survive, perhaps maybe last ditch effort type of deal.
Yeah, she was trying to sarcophagus herself.
Okay, so she didn't chew the poison, she was poisoned.
Yeah. That's what I took.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I took it too.
It wasn't clear.
Yeah.
To me at least.
Yeah.
That part, I mean, that's coming up here in a second. That part did kind of go a little fast, but yeah, like I'm with David. That's kind of like how I interpreted it as well. Whenever we get to that exposition dump of sorts between her and the other collaborator in the hallway.
Okay.
But just real quick, like Uhura was taken away outside that checkpoint, and she's being interrogated, asked all these sorts of things, and she's just not really breaking, man. Like, and she's like paying attention to things that are being said too, which comes in handy with some things as we kind of like reach ahead with what's happening here on this planet.
There are 4 lights.
Yeah, but what were the lights so they were like mind reading her, so they knew if she was telling the truth, and when she didn't, there were lights. But were the lights doing something to her, or was it just like they were supposed to be blinding her, and that was, I don't understand. The torture device was not accurately explained.
I don't
Just
know, man.
some sort of torture.
Some sort of torture device.
Whatever it was, it didn't work out too well for the
it didn't.
Klingons.
No, she can go.
Yeah. So we're I guess we're just kind of trucking right along, right? So like Una goes and is trying to enact this plan, basically, in coordinating things, and that guy, right, follows her and confronts her, and at last I'll reveal what I know, type of thing.
Which, okay, this is kind of stupid here. Like, if this is the guy that killed her, the real resistance leader, and a new person just looks exactly like her just shows up, like, don't you think he would run right to the Klingons and say something? Like, he wouldn't, like, believe it's her. I don't know. I feel like if this is the guy who actually killed her, and that's why I wasn't clear on, was he trying to kill her and that's how the poison was? Because, like, did he not think that he killed her and it worked? Like, I'm not, that's why I wasn't sure. Did he put her in the cryo? And
that is a bit of a tropey thing, though. It's like, did I actually kill them? Is there more I need to learn? Do I need to try and kill them again, type of thing?
Sure, the person comes back from the dead, especially in the film noir. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed very confusing. Like, if he actually thought he killed her and he knew she was the resistance leader, I feel like he would have went straight to the Klingons.
Or even when he did kill her, thinking about Klingons, if he was like, oh yeah, she was totally the resistance leader and I killed her. I mean, the Klingons would have been like, cool, bro. You're like one of us now.
Yeah.
You're like a mega collaborator. You got more, we got to hit your punch card a few times, Get free drinks at the bar for turning on your own people.
That's right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you get 10 punch cards, you get free gach.
Yeah, buy 6, get the 7th free.
You get a barrel of blood wine.
That's funny.
Oh man. Well, Una basically, has a phaser, some kind of blaster, I don't know, some kind of firearm weapon pointed at him, ready, completely able just to kind of end him right then and there, but instead lets him go, and
he runs right to the Klingons.
He runs right to the Klingons, right to the checkpoint, trying to get the heck out of there, and he ends up tripping the checkpoint, like little energy gate thing, which has the EMP device. Dun dun dun.
Which is what triggers the checkpoint, right?
Yep.
Right.
That's what triggers it.
It sensed this high energy thingy, right? And it just triggers things. And then you see the big ripple effect kind of go across the screen with all the lights and electric stuff just kind of going away. And then everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. Take on the Klingons. It's like the freaking end of Les Mis, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just with the revolution. Like, yeah, let's go.
Okay, but like,
freedom.
Okay, so we learn that this shield thing over the planet, for lack of a better word, like prevents people from leaving, right? So they're stuck there. But it doesn't prevent them from like being the Maquis and fighting back, right?
No,
and they're so excited, like it was like the biggest victory ever when this shield came, which it's an important thing, but they're like celebrating like we just killed the Emperor, right? When they show everybody around there cheering and stuff.
Where are they gonna go? They don't have ships, right?
Well, they did at the end. We saw them leaving the planet.
Oh,
right?
did they? Sorry, I must have totally missed
Right.
that.
At the end, there's like a bunch of people leaving
My
the
bad.
planet because
Okay.
even the bartender, he says Vanette helped get his daughter off the planet right when this whole thing happened.
I do remember that part.
But guys, this is the part I don't understand. Okay, so explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old. EMP, right? Electromagnetic pulse. It makes electronics not worky. I know. So this is the part I do not understand. If the thingy makes electronics no worky, and that includes, I don't know, phasers, communicators, doorbells, I don't know, shuttles. How are they getting off if electronic devices no worky? Someone explain that to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they even said at the end, the electromagnetic pulse, the D7 was close enough to the planet where it affected it, and that's what allowed the shuttle our shuttle to escape. But if
But
the
how?
D7 was, I know, but if the D7 was
How?
affected, was the Federation? How was our shuttle not affected?
Yeah.
How? But like, okay, the proximity of the shuttle on the planet is closer than the freaking D7 up in the upper atmosphere.
Yes.
How does it worky?
How did it affect
How?
one but not the other? It's a plot. That's a plot hole.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
like,
plot
and
hole.
then like, you know, and then we have like all these other like escape pod type of things that we're alluding to. How they work?
It's a
Are we
plot
just
hole.
like are we going trebuchet Richie Rich style and like
Well,
just
the
like
thing
launching
is,
them and like
we knew the EMP was coming, so we were able to create shielding from it, right? Because we knew the frequency, and so our shields were modulating at a certain frequency where
Eric.
they were protected.
Eric, you see this? You see this? You see this right here?
Ah.
This is me doing hand wavy. We were hand waving this away.
The plot needed it.
I'm also gonna just say this, and this might be kind of ignorant, but like, I don't know. So I mean, like EMPs, it's like kind of something that has been like a worrisome thing just in our normal life. Like, what happens if something were to go off and blah 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 blah, the grids and all that. Are we saying that in a time of warp travel and all this technology that they wouldn't have some sort of defense against an electromagnetic pulse? I'm just kind of curious about that. Like, I could probably not think about that as, you know, the whole plot hole thing that we've sort of been describing, if we actually described our technology in a way that like Eric just did. Like, was there a frequency that we could modulate the shields to where it wouldn't affect it?
Mhm.
But if you're unsuspecting or whatever, I don't know. We're not at this point past EMPs.
Guess not.
I guess not.
Guess not.
All I know is, and like we did this thing. It was like a dumb like prank that some people did when I was on camp staff a lifetime ago. But they had like signal jammers, right? Like, I'm sure like we're somewhat familiar with signal jammers, but like those things, like they can get a little bit of a reach on them, and like that's just like, you know, knocking out like a cell phone signal, for crying out loud. Like different. I mean, that would have been a different band at the time, but still, like, if technology evolves and grows, I mean, maybe there is something to what you're saying, Eric. You know, maybe they knew that Klingons were on channel 5, and that's how they're gonna, you know, base their EMP, is like, we're gonna attack channel 5 so we can really cripple the Klingons. I mean, that, I know I'm kind of like reducing it down to like very simple terms, but I'd say that's possible, but it just doesn't help when, like, you know, it's moving so fast, and like you think about this stuff, like if there's an EMP and EMPs are meant to just knock out electronics, I mean, yes, we're like 200 some odd years in the future with this particular story, but still, it just makes you wonder. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
Yeah.
I just think we gotta not think about it so hard.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I understand. That's our job. Kind of our job here is to think about it.
So I want to overthink on another thing.
Go.
So what do you think about sending that guy to just basically be killed? The collaborator who killed Nivette. Because she spares him, but also plants that trigger on him. And she even said before that this would have been like a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Because you're not like disabling the Klingons, you're disabling technology. So conceivably, you're basically leading him to his death.
I mean, this is the life we chose, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think Kira Nerys would have any problem with it.
Well,
Probably
no.
not.
You're a collaborator.
No, she would be like, that was the life he chose, right? Yeah. And he got what was coming to him. He killed Nivette, right?
He did.
I mean, it does seem like maybe it. I don't know, this is a question I had, like, go in through this whole episode. Is this is Una's first mission as a newly minted commander, right?
Mm-hmm.
She seems a little trepidatious at the beginning, but like she's had to have led missions before, right?
You would think.
I mean, this can't be her first
point.
Away mission that she's ever led, right? And this is a good solid away team right here. This is a good solid away team, you know.
Yeah,
especially if the mission was just to go get the probe and come back, right?
Right.
Yep.
You know, if that's what the mission was, translator, linguist, you know, whatever, we might need somebody to do that. Bring a doctor, you know, why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's at the beginning. She's like, I like rules. I like lists. I like lists about rules. I like rules about lists. I like all these things. And she seems like such a straight by the book. They're trying to present her as like a by the book person who doesn't like stray from the book, who doesn't take risks. At least I feel like that's how they're trying to position her at the beginning of the episode. But by the end of the episode, I feel like they're pushing her into this like, you got to break the rules sometimes. And you know what? Sometimes we got to live in the gray because not everything is black and white.
Yeah.
Right? And I see what I did there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
well
I
done,
don't I don't know, do you think of Una as like a straight shooter, these are the rules, play it safe person, or do you think of her as like a risk taker? I know we haven't seen like a lot of her leading missions and doing stuff in this show, but I never pictured her as like a play it safe person. So I think like this ending here, I don't feel like it's out of character for her to do that.
Well, if she was so strictly by the book and Boy Scout or Girl Scouting, whatever, scouting about it, would she question Pike as many times as she has over the course of the seasons? You know, would she be that bold to question command decisions, or would she respect the hierarchy and just go along with it?
Exactly.
You know, I don't think I think you can have the dichotomy between someone who wants to follow the rules, but then also understands when the rules need to be questioned, and that's the right thing to do. I was just sort of curious about effectively passing judgment on a guy who, granted, was, you know, a terrible person, but still, you kind of pass judgment on the dude and send him to his death. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I was just like, no, well, I mean, she's commander now, so.
I was just thinking about like one of the songs that she sings in Subspace Rhapsody, Keeping Secrets. You know, like be your own best friend, and confidant, among other things, and being sick of keeping secrets. So like, you know, I don't know if I would think of her. I don't know.
And she's obviously good at lying, right?
Yeah.
She's obviously well practiced.
I mean, she's good at concealing it, but that's also out of survival, right?
Sure.
Like, I mean, up until the point we get to that courtroom drama, right at the top of season 2. I mean, she had to conceal that to protect herself. It was live or die. Like, if anyone were to find out, like, forget it, man.
Yep.
So, anyway, I think that's pretty well it for like our main story. Like, we do get back to Enterprise, but along the way we do have like this like little like brief kind of interlude of a conversation on the shuttle. I think it was the shuttle between Mbenga and Una. Like,
let me tell you about
I do the right
when
thing?
I killed everyone again. God, he's just such a violent doctor.
Yeah, he's like, my calling in life is to help
Is to
people,
heal people. Like,
but
what?
I'm so good at killing people.
I heal people of their life.
When are we gonna get the Dexter episode of Mbenga? I'm just saying.
I mean, didn't we already get that?
When are we gonna get another one? Like,
where's the juice? Where's the special juice, guys?
oh yeah, the can of Surge is over there in the other fridge. Man. Okay, so let's just talk. Like, set a timer. Okay, like give herself like 2 minutes. Let's talk about La'an. So La'an's been kind of like dealing with stuff like ever since she punched that dinosaur and didn't feel a thing. Okay, like there was something that just awoken in her punching a dinosaur, right? And now it's just kind of like ramping up. And with transporting stuff, like on the other side of like this planet debacle, there's concern that there's something that's kind of been hidden inside this piece of tech that's both transmitting and receiving information. She's a little paranoid about it, want to check it out. She's telling people about it. She's telling Pike. She's like, well, you're the security person. Get after it, man. And then talking to Scotty and Ortegas, who are apparently BFFs now. Having
eat the same sandwiches.
They're having Cubans together with like extra mustard or something.
He likes mustard.
And Spock gets in on it eventually too, but Spock is the only one that's like not buying what she's selling, and just flat out calling her paranoid. And I feel like that's pretty much it. Like, she's just and like and Chapel. I'm sorry, there's Chapel. Go ahead.
Well, so she's like on this mission to find like this small thing. Oh, it's been wiped, or it could have just been damaged, right? Who knows? No, it's been wiped. I'm so dead set minded on this, and I'm going on like a vendetta or witch hunt to try to find out if it's right. And along the way, people are questioning me, right? I mean, I've got the reassurance from my captain, like, hey, look into this. Like, if you've got an itch, go scratch it, essentially. And I feel like at that moment, shouldn't Pike have said, oh, by the way, I told Scotty and Ortegas to send out this signal, right? So if that's what you find, this is happening. Like, I don't know why he didn't say something there. Maybe he hadn't done that yet. Maybe they hadn't set out that signal yet. That's the only explanation, because like when she finds that signal and she confronts Scotty and Ortegas about it, like, oh, Captain Pike thought it was a great idea. We ran it by him. But I feel like at some point Pike should have mentioned that to La'an.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little strange, but like she's starting to question herself. And clearly they've been setting something up with La'an this whole season, right? She's her augment DNA or whatever latent DNA is coming out, right? And she can punch a dinosaur, it doesn't hurt her. And the Griffin incident affected her in a way that maybe it affected her more than it affected everybody else. And last week we saw her she was like I don't know, she was like awesome, like hand-to-hand fighting, right? Taking down bad guys left and right. And I feel like they're obviously setting something up here. I don't know what they're setting up, but it feels like they're setting up like the thing that could lead to her exit or an explanation of why she's not on Kirk's Enterprise, right?
Right.
There has to be something there, and I feel like they're building to something. But and like the whole episode's like she's questioning herself and nobody believes her. There's that moment where Spock is like, no, I don't agree with you. I don't think this is anything here. Right? And it's like, oh, is she wrong about this? Is she going about and doing this because she's just wrong because there's something biological that's happening to her and it's just leading her to be wrong? But it turns out in the end she's not wrong. Like, she's right. So I'm like, it felt kind of odd to me because it feels like they're setting something up and no one's believing her. But then at the end of the day, she's right.
And I was thinking about that as you were talking about it. I almost would have thought that it would have been, if you're going to set something up, you make it so she's wrong and there really wasn't anything and she was just obsessing over something.
And that's what I'm saying. That's where I thought they were going, right?
Same.
But she's not wrong. She's right. No. There is something there. Chapel, hid data to help an old friend, which... Listen, she said could have ruined careers. I don't know, but I feel like we're crossing this thing to get the spy satellite essentially back, right? I mean, I know this is a mission that we're told to do, but I feel like if a medical ship crosses a line to respond to a distress call, right? I feel like that wouldn't ruin the captain's career. Or anybody on that ship. I feel like the captain could go back to Starfleet and said, listen, full transparency, this happened. Like, I don't feel bad about it. I feel a little bit bad about it because I broke the line, but I don't feel bad about it because I was doing my job and I saved lives. And I feel like Starfleet would be like, okay.
Yeah, but isn't it more about effectively... Isn't it more... Okay.
Right? Slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Wink. I don't feel like that's a ruin someone's career type of thing.
But isn't it more about the cover-up? Because we're not talking about like this happened last weekend. I mean, effectively, I think there was some time that had passed, so...
No, that's what I'm saying. The ship's captain, right after it happened, should have went to Starfleet and said, in full transparency,
gotcha.
This is what happened, right? And I'll bet that spy satellite we have probably caught me doing it. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, just one more short thing about this. So Chapel is just like a master engineer now and can bypass anything to make sure that she can tamper with something in a transporter signal but not get caught at all. And the only reason why she was caught is Lon's paranoia.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Cool. All right, got it.
I mean...
as long as we're on the same page. I mean, just saying. Okay. Well, guys, let's move into the deltas. Unless y'all got anything else you need to say. Okay. So, let's talk about how well the different divisions of Starfleet service were represented in this current episode. Whether it's command, science, or operations. So, command, I think, is definitely there. It's an Una-centric episode. We're really diving into her ability to lead in a very real way, like we've been wanting her to, right? Forever, having more Una-centric stuff. So I think command is definitely there.
I also gotta think Mbenga does a really good job of like nurturing Uhura here. Like she's never had to like go undercover. She hasn't been on away missions like deep in enemy territory, so to speak. And he's like doing everything he can to reassure her her and calm her and teach her, tell her what he needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think he's like sort of the guy to Una here too. He's like telling her these things, and he has, even though she's in the leadership position, he is kind of being that person there that she needs in sort of like a leadership way, not a leadership way, but just he's helping her there. So
like
I feel
a
like
mentor.
yeah,
Agreed.
Science, I think science and operations kind of go hand in hand with like what we're dealing with on the planet. Like we have explanations of like certain types of plants that are kind of like our stand-in for like the cyanide capsule, among other things. We have like, of course, like the radiation that's impacting our visual kind of like spectrum, among other things as well. So I like that. That's not just a gimmick, that there's an in-universe explanation of why we're experiencing things in black and white, both for the characters, but also us as the viewers. And then even like the 34.6, the EMP, even though there is like some kind of like hand wavy stuff with why some ships work and some others don't, you know, I think it's there.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Klingon ear thing, the noise generator deal.
That was good.
I think that goes to like operations. It's like
Yeah.
we've got this warning detection system, dog whistle thing that the Klingons can't hear, right? So we know when they're coming. Yeah.
Well, and even it, although a very small part, like the work that Scotty's doing, and even the clandestine transporter erasing memory from a probe thing too. So,
yeah,
cool.
All right, well, let's get into the rating, guys. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a dumpster fire, 10 being absolutely amazing, how are we rating this? A case of chiaroscuro.
I like this episode. I'm the film noir guy here. I like this episode. I think it's sort of like, it feels like a classic Star Trek episode. We're going to a strange new world. We're actually doing that. We're visiting a strange new world. Something happens. We have to go down there and we have to blend in, and we have a problem to solve, right? That's like, what more classic Star Trek can you get? Like, I love film noir. I love black and white cinematography. I love the sets and the scenery in the background. I know most of it is probably CGI background, but I thought it was I really enjoyed it. I like the cinematography and the lighting here. I think that's all top notch. I like the fact that we get an Una-centric episode and we get to see her shine, which is something we haven't gotten to see a lot. And I really think people just need to lighten the up, right? Because okay, it's in black and white. You don't like black and white, get over it, right? I read a review somewhere that says this doesn't advance the plot in any way. Well, this show's not supposed to like have like a plot. It's supposed to be a planet of the week, right? A strange new world. The original series didn't have a plot, right? So get over it. No, I mean, I seem like cranky and like old man, get off my lawn, but like, it's not supposed to. It's not a serialized show. It doesn't have like a central plot that moves along. I really enjoyed this episode. I think this is my favorite episode this season for sure. I mean, I don't think this season has been particularly strong in that regards, but I mean, I feel like this is definitely my favorite one here. This is an episode I would go back and watch. Could be like a contender for a comfort episode for this series, when we did those comfort episodes, because I love film noir and I love Casablanca, and these sort of things really get to me. And I think the way we solved this problem was clever, even though I know David had maybe some moral issues with sending this man to die, but I think we used our intelligence, right? Because we knew what he would do, and we were able to outsmart him, and we were able to outsmart the Klingons, not outfight them. This just feels like a classic Star Trek episode, and I think I want to give it like an 8.2.
Okay. All right. 8.2 from Eric.
Maybe Yeah, let's go with it. Go
Okay.
with it.
8.2. It's
Go with
going
it.
in the log. Okay. I'll go ahead and go. I don't see why not. So for me, um, I was kind of feeling like a certain way, like going into it. I'm like, this does look a little cheesy, but like after getting past just like the first couple minutes, I'm like, no, this is pretty good, and like I found myself like kind of smiling. I was having like so many different emotional experiences like through this episode, and it's not that I don't feel things whenever I watch Star Trek, because I certainly do, but I don't remember like one of the last times I was like truly moved in a particular way, um, in a minute. But like there was just there was a one shot. And I thought it was like a beautiful shot composition, how they did it, how it was framed and everything, even the lighting for it being black and white. There's a shot. It was like towards the beginning, guys, and y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But it's where they're doing a pull out of the bar, and you see a silhouette up top of a Klingon. I don't know if they were holding a bat'leth or if they were holding some kind of just weapon like they were using on the planet. And then you see other Klingons down there, and you see some people, and like you just see like how despondent like the people are. You see how just how glib everything is, and I'm like, dang man, like that is just like I just really enjoyed how they did that shot, and like that was I think my favorite part. Like just that shot was my favorite part of the whole episode. I mean the whole thing was good. I try to watch these in the morning when they come out, like usually like I try and watch this around like 8-9 o'clock if I can, but I ended up having to watch this a lot later than I wanted to, and it was after finishing it that I really wanted to watch it again. I just didn't have the time to watch it again. So that should tell you already that this is an episode that I do want to watch again, and I hope that even in the next tomorrow or the next couple of days I'll be able to watch this again. I know my wife is watching this right now, even while we're having our conversation about it. I know she's watching the episode for the first time herself, and I know we'll be talking about it as we're getting ready for what we're going to be getting ready for. So anyway, I really dug this episode. I thought it was well done. I just think there's a lot of layers to this too. I was just thinking of even some other like political systems, like historically and even in the present age, that this can be even like a cautionary tale with. That this is what I think sci-fi does. Good sci-fi does. It gets you to kind of think about the historical and the present context of things and how we can maybe think about and approach it differently with enough forethought. So because of that, because I feel like this is good, this was a good episode of sci-fi, and it was a very good episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So I came in, and I'm going to go with what I originally came in with, not what I was bringing it down to. I'm with Eric on this. I thought this was a fantastic episode, personally. So I'm going to give episode 4, today's episode, an 8.5. I loved this episode. It was fantastic. So with that, brings us to David.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it as well. I hate to say that that's surprising. It's like what Eric said, that it hasn't been like amazingly strong so far, but I thought the black and white, was kind of neat. I thought the plot, albeit reminiscent of Casablanca, so we are kind of like taking influences again instead of maybe like standing on our own 2 feet. It was still really fun overall, and I think that it's also really nice to just explain major things like, why are we in black and white? We actually got explanations, like science explanations. I also read some reviews too of people. There were a few that were like, "Well, this isn't Star Trek." It's like, I don't know what you're watching. I mean, this was actually one of the more Star Trek episodes, at least of this season for sure.
Perfect Strange New World.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, with all that said, I like the Uhura of it all as well, because it was just kind of nice to see her just advance a bit, you know, get off the ship, get into a mission, and like show like a growth, because like, I mean, she was tortured. There are a ton of people that would have came out of that and have been okay. So I thought that was really cool. Shows how strong she is. Mbanga, who I've had some issues with here and there with his strange moral compass. But yeah, I mean, it was also nice to just have an Uhura, or excuse me, an Una-centric episode as well. So I think just because I can, I'm gonna just go a little higher than both of you and just say an 8.6.
No, move me to an 8.5, right? Because
all right, now Chase, move me to an 8.
No, because I was gonna stop myself after as soon as I said 8.2. I was like, never mind, keep it. But I was thinking about changing it right away anyway.
Yeah, it's one that I would watch again. Absolutely.
Yeah,
which is saying something about this season, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Well, it is. I mean, I would have loved to all 4 of these episodes to have said, "Man, I'm going to watch all these again," you know, or I want to.
Yeah.
Well, so with our ratings, what we have here is David with an 8.6, and then Eric and I with an 8.5, which gives us an average of an 8.53. It's 8.53 repeating if you want to get super technical. But 8.53. So I make a point of not looking at like the review sites, as long as I can stay away from it, right? So what are the numbers showing, at least this early on?
IMDb has it as a 5.9.
What are they? What?
Yeah.
I don't know what. I know, like, people are like, this is not Star Trek. And, like, I don't know what they're watching. This is, like, one of the most Star Trek episodes I feel like I've ever seen.
Can I just say something, like, hot takey? Like, I mean, this is going to, like, I don't know if it's going to piss off, like, the 3 people that, like, listen to this podcast or whatever. But, like, okay, like, I'm all for... I say this genuinely. I am all for people coming in and enjoying the Star Trek fandom. The thing that and it might just be me, it's like, it might be like an old man get off my yard kind of thing, but like when we're trying to make Star Trek hip and cool and sexy, I think we're doing the wrong thing. That's just me. I don't know if that's a bad thing to say, but like when we're more focused on like the flash of it, like, and not like Star Trek is a very cerebral thinking person's kind of show. And I know that's a comment that has been kind of recurring, and I know it really hit a lot when you get to like certainly by Next Gen, it's really a thinking person's kind of show. But like this, like you're saying, Eric, and I support it 100%. Like, this is quintessential Star Trek right here. It's got a little cheese to it, and there's nothing wrong with cheese. Nothing at all. There's a little bit of cheese to it, but it's very thoughtful, very introspective. It helps you think about stuff, kind of like I was saying with my comments. And when we're ripping something to shreds because of like the aesthetic, like it's black and white or whatever, man, like, what are we doing? Like, the fact that we're kind of opposite, right? Like let's just go back. Like, what are the numbers in retrospect for Griffin?
On IMDb or on for us?
Either.
I think it's like
a 7 or 7 or something. So we're like totally. Griffin Incident is a 7.0.
Yep.
So, we're kind of like opposite of what the people are.
And I think that's my point, is that there's there's been this switch, right, where we're expecting there to be more flash and razzle dazzle as opposed to like just that introspection that has been part of my experience with Drek. And I'm not saying that mine is the only experience, but I think if we're painting with broad strokes and just talking about generalities, like that's what people kind of come to expect historically. I think with Star Trek is to get them thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we want to enjoy some sci-fi and like some, maybe some cheesy cardboard and like a bleached, King Kong suit with a unicorn horn. But like, I don't know. I need to shut up, guys. I'm probably about to get myself in trouble. Anyway. That's all I gotta say about that. But
Yep.
hey, next time, level 5 transporter accident. That is gonna be our Jim Henson Muppet episode, guys.
Oh, I'm sure the people in the crowd will be all over that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yep. Well, we will. I guess we'll kind of pull in a space dock on this one. But yeah, after next week, we'll be halfway through the season. So yay, yay. But guys, thanks for the conversation as always, and everyone out there. I hope that you'll give this an episode another shot. If maybe you were one of the original ones that kind of like maybe rate it lower, and if you did rate it low, like feel free to send us a note or something. Let us kind of know your thoughts on like how you're experiencing the episode, and maybe what you've come to expect. Kind of your own experience with Star Trek. I mean, I don't want any of us to seem like we're gatekeeping at all, but again, we just kind of have our own experiences with this particular franchise.
Yep.
This particular fandom, if you will. So anyways, get in contact with it, interact with us on all the things. trtvpod@gmail.com. Of course, you can send us a voice only to 817-752-4757. There's a 3-minute limit, so be aware of that. We are posting some like reels and some clips and things like that from some of our shows on Instagram and Facebook, so make sure you're following us at TRTVPod. We also have like these like video podcasts on YouTube as well that you can check us out there as well. So make sure you either listen to us on your preferred podcast service or on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But other than that, if you want to mail us something like a really sweet looking fedora, you know what to do. Get it to the Lone Star Station, P.O. Box 2455, Azle, Texas 76098. Everyone, thanks so much for tuning in, and as always, to all the good.